At V3, we partnered with churches to catalyze the transformation of cities through the gospel.
When you're an independent church and you're going out to really spread the gospel throughout a city, you feel like an island many times. So it's been enormously helpful for them to be able to say, hey, we're with you. We have a shared vision of bringing Christ to the community of Tampa, and being able to just walk together has been invaluable. And when we have certain things that come up, some questions, concerns, issues, we have someone else to go to and go, how do you feel about this? What do you think it would be a good way to approach this particular issue?
I have a fondness for V3 because it was in a moment of absolute despair and desperation, and me crying out to the Lord that V3 came in and really helped support me as a pastor and to hold up my arms, and through that effort, South Hills Church was born, and I will be forever grateful.
V3 came into my life at a point where I was just really beginning to own the calling of pastor as a lifelong commitment.
But what really affected me personally is you got it, and you and your team got it quickly. And what I mean by that, you understood an urban area and uniqueness and specifics of an urban environment and what it takes to meet people where they're at.
Everything you're doing is for the bigger picture, it's for the kingdom, but you have taken a view on that narrows it down to pastors, so that pastors can flourish, so that pastors can be healthy, so that pastors can rest, so that pastors can be challenged to stay true to the work.
I mean, Zach and I meet almost every week, and there's sometimes there's an agenda, sometimes there's not. Like what's going on, starting with my own self-care and my own, vision up to the Lord and vision in and growth, and then we do some church work, right? But really, none of that matters if I'm not looking up and looking in and leading myself, my family.
The unique experience working with V3 is you and your team are there truly understanding and sharing what hospitality means.
The value of V3 for me has also been to think about some things. Think about the culture. How is culture shaped and how is it changing? What are some things that are on the horizon that we're not facing yet, but we kind of see some of the sparks that are happening before it turns into a forest fire? So just to be thinking about culture and how we can engage and stay ahead of it, so that way we don't become irrelevant in our work for Christ.
No one has ever given me access to a place like V3 that is specifically focused on the kingdom work as a whole and about unifying the church to participate in the giving and receiving of the community of God.
And Zach has this phrase, he uses it all the time, it's bring what you have. And it's biblical. It's like, well, what do we have? Let's gather some bread and some fishes and then let God multiply, and he just does.
And so a lot of people have watched. They've watched for a year and then realized that we're here to stay. And they realize that no, we're not scaling things down. Second year, we're building them up because we have this great partnership and support in hospitality.
The community of practice here in Tampa, my only problem with it is it's only once a month.
So just to be in a room with fellow pastors, with people that care for you and are encouraging you, challenging you with of course love and grace, but to share a meal, to meditate on scripture together, to talk about how we're doing, how our churches are doing, it's just invaluable.
We're all on the same team doing this work together. It's so beautiful, and I think so many times we can get so isolated and we don't want to be islands, but we turn into them because we're feeding the sheep and there's not much, community going on in the bigger picture. And so to be invited into that community is so beautiful.
What V3 did was brought the three elders together, one who happens to be the pastor, and gave us an opportunity to be together amongst ourselves, talk, pray, consider our future, some of the things and direction we want to take. And it was an opportunity for V3 to also go ahead and give more specifics in terms of what, vision up, vision in, vision out, what that really means, and put some meat on that. And gave us an opportunity to pray together, be together as a community with V3 being part of that community. I don't mean to sound too dramatic, but I believe without that support, I'm not sure that we wouldn't be where we are now.
I love the community practice. I missed my first one, I think last month ever, and it was weird, and I don't want to miss another one.
I would hope that every pastor could have that space.
One pastor pouring into another, that sort of synergy is so beautiful, and I think it's so lost in so much of the church. So yes, there are a lot of wonderful organizations out there, but I can say from personal experience that V3 has hugely impacted our church, not just me, not just our pastors, but our church as a whole, to show up and cast this vision for everybody, to show up and serve and put away our chairs and sweep our floors and bring us food and show us not just that our pastors matter, but that our church matters, that our whole community matters in the bigger picture of community, has just been so amazing and wonderful.